Hi, welcome to the video series of Slice of Business Wisdom. Today I have an entrepreneur who is from Dallas, Texas in the United States, and he runs two IT companies. One of them is into consulting and other related services of IT, and the other company is into providing a platform for funding activities. So he's been running two IT companies like this. He's been extremely successful. I have known him for more than 20 years now, and it's a pleasure for me to have someone who lives thousands of miles away and has agreed to come on this interview and share his secrets for success, and also help everyone who is viewing this video to be able to start a business and to grow a business successfully. So his name is Mr. Vijay. Hi, Mr. Vijay. Thank you very much for accepting this invitation. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, hi, Thomas. I'm very happy to participate in this, and I would love to exchange the ideas and what we have come over this. And I believe we can, my thoughts and the journey I had helps others.
Absolutely. I'm definitely sure of that. And it will be a unique interview this time, because all the interviews that I've had in the past are with entrepreneurs from India and predominantly from Chennai. So this is the first interview that I'm doing with a friend who is right now in the US, who's been there for quite a long number of years, and who would be sharing his journey, in entrepreneurship and how he's been successful. What all does he do to remain successful? So really, I'm sure it's going to be a different and different kind of advices that we're going to receive. So the first thing is, I would like you to tell a little more about your business. I've just briefly mentioned two of the businesses that you're doing, but I think if you can take a little time in explaining both the businesses, the audience would be able to understand better. So please take a little time and explain about both.
Yes, sure, Thomas. Actually, I have two companies. One is Bean Info Systems, other one is Social Boards. So before I come to those companies, I want to start 10 years back where I started. So after my graduation, I like everybody, I wanted to come to US. Okay, so but my visa got rejected, but the entrepreneurship was still there. So we started one company at early after college, but due to inexperience, we closed that within 6 months. But that didn't stop me. Then I ventured out into many businesses, like into various fields like construction and you name it, I was in it. But that was an immature age where I was learning lessons, failing, but still I was pursuing my ideas and starting over it. And we also, like one of it, we started a magazine also for schools. Even that we failed due to marketing. There I learned a lesson. Okay, I need to step back and think what I need to do. So that then I thought, okay, let me gain experience. That's when I started I learned software because I'm from a mechanical background. So I learned software, came to US, uh, like like any other IT professional. I joined companies working with the software companies, gain needed experience, but still that entrepreneurship was still in me. So that led me to start a company called Bean Info Systems.
Okay.
Like we started like 5 years back, and we were most into the consulting side, where we are providing software professionals to the IT companies. So the difference we make from other consulting companies is we don't just send people, we take the ownership and make sure it's like they do the delivery basically. And then I started another company called Social Boards. It's a crowdfunding fundraising company that's more into the service oriented, because like all the time I see people suffering, or there is a huge gap between a want, need, and the other side of it. Okay, so I want to close that gap. That's the reason social boards we started. And I'm very happy to say that social boards was built by Rajola.
Thank you. Thank you.
They did really great job. And we do service for Lions Club and Texas, to be precise. So I'm very happy to do part of a service where it gives happiness. So that's all about me. And I have known Thomas from 20 years, and I'm learning from him uh, so many things. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Your very good words. You said you started multiple businesses. I'm just curious. Did you count how many you started?
I would say like 6 or 7, Thomas.
Okay, out of them, two are right now successful.
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't define successful, because there's it's a, what you call success is a very related term.
Correct.
How you define success, basically. So we are still a developing thing, and there is much to do.
Amazing. Thank you very much. So you already mentioned that one of the lessons you learned was marketing, especially when you made that magazine for schools. So what are the top three lessons or challenges that you went through? You seem to have started multiple businesses, but many people, they give up after they failed in the first or the second business. And the only people who succeed, which I also realized, was that are people who stick to what they're doing, even if they fail, then again they get up and then they keep doing. So what are the top three failures that you've had, different types of failures, and how did you overcome them? How is it that you failed before and right now you're not doing that? What are the top three failures that you've had, and how are you overcoming them?
Okay. The actually, first, when I started, the idea just came up. Next day we started. We didn't do any groundwork. We didn't do the due diligence, basically, to see whether that idea is. Do you believe in that idea or not? So the first thing what I learned was, we need to believe in the idea 100%. We need to believe in the idea. There is no, like, it's not about somebody believing the idea or anything. So we need to believe in the idea 100%, and we need to do some due diligence on it before we start. That's one of the lessons I learned like during the course.
Okay.
And the second, that was the first failure. Like, we didn't do due diligence first, and like almost like 2-3 projects we did, like 2-3 startups we did, where we failed on that. The next one was the marketing, the magazine. The magazine concept was really good. Like, it was way 10 years back, where we wanted to explain the school subjects in a cartoon graphical way. So and we had all the things in line. We had the best cartoonists, like we made the big launch, everything. But the marketing side we failed, because we didn't choose the right marketing. We didn't invest the right time and amount on marketing.
Okay.
So that's when I learned that it's not only idea and execution. The other 50% is marketing, because it has to reach the people and convince the people, right? So that's the second thing I learned. Third one is, you need to have a right team. Because it's not, it used to be maybe to 10-20 years back, one man show. But now, with the competition, with the way the things are going, it's not no more one man show. You need to have a right team who believes in your idea. Then I think that's when you can succeed. The reason is sustainability. No company will succeed on a day one. So it's like 2 to 3 years journey. So first year we start with a big bang, and then due to many circumstances, financial crunches, everything, at that time you need a support. So, and it's very difficult to build a team during that time. So from the start, if you build a right team, right pillars, then like you can sustainability will be there, and you may not see the results in 1 year, but down the line definitely will see. That's one thing I learned, Thomas.
Amazing. So basically, you have to be sure of your idea. Second thing is be careful with marketing, because without that there is no business. And third is have the right team. Amazing. The three are amazing, lessons, and everybody have to have these basic fundamentals to do their business better. Now,
Right.
you already mentioned that you are a little different in your business when compared to the others in terms of providing your people. You mentioned that you just don't send the people. You're really clear about what is the requirement, and you do send only the right people to your clients. Can you tell a little more, expand a little more on how you are different and how unique, what is the unique proposition that you give to your clients? Why do your clients come to you? So, can you tell a little more about that?
Yeah, sure, Thomas. See, normally, like when we say to the other person, we are doing a business or this is a business, the 50% mindset will be that, say, like you are here for the money. So, so the trust, we need to build the trust. How do we build the trust? Because normally I see, if once a word is given, at any cost, you have to stick to it, no matter what, whether it can be time, delivery, or it could be anything. We have to stick to the word. So how, when we started the company, we thought like, okay, first thing, we'll make the company like what you call the rules of the company for us. So first thing, what we said, if we give a word, we'll stick to it. We'll build the trust, basically. Then second thing, we'll hire the attitude. Basically, skills can be trained, but the right attitude is important. So those two things, when we build a team, we will just hire the attitude, we thought, not the skills or anything, because skills can be trained anytime. So when we went to the clients, actually, we, like I told, basically, like I said, okay, the first day you may not trust me, but what I do is 1 month you can take our work as a given work. We don't charge you anything. If you feel confident, everything, it can be like, for some it will be 2 3 weeks or 1 month, it all depends. But only once you get the needed trust, you start paying us. So that was a differentiator, basically. So we are basically, time, we are putting our time and building the trust with the client, and then like we maintain it. So there was, like, clients saw this difference, actually, because client, the whole 100% stake was on us, and it was a testing phase for the client. So that's when they believed us. And even now, generally, if I if I tell something, max I'll try to stick to it. That's what I follow, both like a personal and professional way things, Thomas.
Amazing. So basically, one thing that usually we as entrepreneurs or other business owners forget is that when we give something for free for some time and then uh, want the customer to take the service because it is good, the fear we have is will the customer continue? But I think the right fear we should have is, let us say they pay us from the starting, will they like it down the line, and will they keep continuing with us? So, if, as you said, if we are confident with what we are going to deliver, then there is no need for us to have the fear. We can actually give it away for free for some time and take
Right.
calculated risk and have the customer with us for a lifetime. That's an amazing strategy. That's basically, there is one book also which says give and then take.
Right.
That's one famous thing, and you're following that, and that's what is differentiating you and helping you. I want you to tell on one more thing. During this COVID that is going on, and there is challenge in business happening all around the world, what is one advice that you would give for aspiring entrepreneurs or who are struggling right now, entrepreneurs who are finding it difficult right now? What is one advice that you can give to them?
I would say what you can do differently in the existing business, we have to think over. Like because there, I feel like after 2020 there will be a before COVID and after COVID. That's how it is gonna differ. So if we don't redefine our business right now, eventually it will just fade away. So right now is the time because most of the businesses is very low right now. I mean, except few IT projects, we get all that. So, but we get a good time now to rethink what we can do differently and plan for the future. So, even we are doing the same thing, like how we can differentiate. If it's not that you start one business, you need to stick with it. You need to see the future for that business, and with that, you can move on to your ideas, different ideas or anything. You have to develop the existing business and venture out into a new ones. I feel because every business there is a lifespan.
Correct.
It's yeah, IT is one thing where you, but even in IT, the way the things you do differ.
True.
So if we don't mold to that, we uh, we can't develop. What I feel, Thomas,
Really.
because if you look at the way things are moving, before we used to have a camera that was taken away by phone. So there are so many businesses like that which got just faded away. So even now it will happen. The same thing will happen. So if we don't evolve, it's like we have to.
Absolutely. Without innovation, we all will become irrelevant, even if we
Right.
are wherever we are. I totally
Right.
agree. Okay, thank you very much for sharing. You already mentioned that we were part of one of your projects. I'm so happy that you mentioned this. Thank you very much. What are the one or two things that you liked about Rejola in the way we delivered the service for you?
One thing I like about Rejola is I believe in trust and man of words. Like what I believe in Rejola was like if they say they will deliver on time. Other thing is responsive. At any point of time, you guys were responsive. Even the small issue or the big thing, on time, you guys were responding to it. And the other point is like the ownership. It's not that like you get that you just develop a software, you give it off, you own it, you take the ownership and continue that. That's what I like about Rejola, Thomas. And the major thing here is you are building a right team actually in Rejola. And like you have the right people and they're uh, I want to say one word like you basically you build the trust, you're responsive, everything, and you're doing your what you call you give. It's not that I tell you the company does it. You suggest the ideas, which is better for the company, for us. That's what I like. Even when I came up with the project or anything, you said okay, let's do this way. That you gave us 2 3 options and made us to choose. That's what I like about it, and that's what differentiates, I believe, from other companies. And you have very good, Rijol has a very good future, I believe, Thomas. And hopefully we'll continue this relationship for a long time.
Thank you very much. We will continue this later. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, thanks for inviting me for this talk, Thomas.
Yeah,
It was very nice talking to you
it
and
is.
remembering the old things, like the how I started my journey and recollecting the rules which I found for myself. Thank you.
Absolutely. I'm sure it will help a lot of entrepreneurs because they say, 9 out of 10 entrepreneurs, they stop their business in the first 3 years. So that is the situation because they do not know the reality. They see that, okay, so many people are successful, so let me also do business. but they do not understand that the journey is not easy. So more they listen to such videos and face the reality even before it starts, and they are prepared. Their mindset is prepared that okay, it is going to be difficult, it's going to be tough. Let me prepare myself for the next 3 or 5 years, and then once I can overcome all the challenges, then it is going to be not a smooth ride, but definitely a cherishing ride. There is always going to be challenges, but at least it's going to be a fun-filled ride. So thank you very much for sharing your views. And dear audience, I would be tagging Mr. Vijay in both on Facebook and on LinkedIn. So if you would like to get in touch with him, as I said, he is in Dallas, Texas. For any IT related services, you can get in touch with him or just ping me. I will also put you in touch with him. He would be delighted to serve you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Vijay, for taking this time and coming on this video. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Thomas. Yeah, have a good day.